A Swiss man says he's from a star system 400 light years away. A former army pilot claims his soul came from another galaxy and spent 92 days on an alien ship. And a woman channels aliens who apparently think humans need a serious attitude adjustment. These are real people who claimed to be from space. Billy Meier is a one-armed Swiss guy who says he isn't from Earth, that he's originally from a distant star system called the Pleiades, which is a group of stars about 400 light years away. He claims that since he was a kid in the 40s, he's been in direct contact with humanoid aliens from there. He says they started teaching him things, showing him the future, and eventually taking him on their ships. One of the aliens, a woman named Samjas, supposedly visited him a number of times and gave him messages to pass on to humanity. And he shared a lot of these messages in the form of strange recordings he claims to come from space. He's shown weird metal samples, and he also has tons of photos and footage of supposed flying saucers. Now, the photos and footage have become a bit of a problem. A lot of people say they looked fake, like models hanging from strings. Even his ex-wife said that he made them in the kitchen. So anyway, he did end up finding his own UFO group, and he's stuck with his story, saying that he was chosen by these alien beings to help guide Earth into spiritual enlightenment. That's going to come up a lot in this video, by the way. Alex Collier is a former US Army pilot who says he's not just in contact with aliens, that he is one, at least on a soul level. He claims his soul came from the Andromeda galaxy and that he was sent here to help wake people up. He says he's been in contact with two tall blue aliens since he was a kid, and that they've been feeding him information about what's really going on with Earth, like how we're being manipulated by dark forces and how we're totally screwing up our future if we don't change our course soon. He also says he spent 92 days aboard one of their ships. He's been sharing this stuff since the 90s, doing talks, writing books, and he's got a loyal group of people who believe that he is telling the truth. Again, he's not just saying aliens talked to him, he's saying he is one, at least his soul is. In his words, he's a starseed, meaning he reincarnated here from another galaxy with a mission to help humans evolve. Barbara Marciniak says she's got alien roots, specifically from a group of stars again called the Pleiades, same star system Billy Meier hails from. She started channeling beings from there in the late 80s and says they talk through her during trance sessions, sharing messages about spiritual awakening, energy shifts, and why humanity needs to get its act together. All the usual stuff. Do these aliens have anything more, interesting to share with us than how garbage we are as a species? Like, do we need to hear that from these people? I think we kind of know what's going on. Anyway, her most famous book, Bringers of the Dawn, is basically a big Q&A with the Pleiadians, and it became a hit in the New Age scene. She also calls herself a starseed, meaning she believes her soul didn't start out on Earth. Her followers believe she's part of a larger plan to help Earth ascend or evolve or something along those lines. It's kind of vague, but she's been sticking to this message for decades, and she's built an entire career around it. And now I have one talking about people like her. Is this a career? I don't really think this is a career. It's a job. Yeah. In the 70s, authors Sheila Ostrander and Lynn Schroeder started interviewing people, mostly kids, who claimed they weren't from Earth. These weren't abduction stories. These were kids saying they actually came from other planets. Some talked about living on Sirius or Orion in a past life. Others said Earth was part of a mission, and they were sent here on purpose, like some kind of alien exchange program. They described their home planets in weird detail, going into how society worked and what kind of technology they used. They also said Earth felt foreign to them. Yeah, Earth feels pretty foreign to me lately too. They didn't understand human behavior. Neither do I sometimes. They had trouble fitting in, check, and sometimes they even remembered training before incarnating here. And now you're kind of losing me. Ostrander and Schroeder documented the stories and saw it as part of a growing trend of people who felt Earth wasn't their real home. Today, this idea lives on in the modern starseed movement, but back then, this was kind of new territory. Annie Besant was a spiritual teacher and writer in the early 1900s. Who believed she'd lived on other planets before being born on Earth. She thought souls didn't just reincarnate through different lives here on Earth, but that they moved through different planets and even different star systems. She co-wrote a book called Man, Whence, How, and Whither with C.W. Leadbeater. where they described people's supposed past lives, not just in ancient civilizations, but also on planets like Mercury and Venus. This was before we knew Venus is hot enough to melt lead, so the idea of anyone casually living there wasn't quite as ridiculous to them as it sounds now. Keyword there being not quite as ridiculous. They claimed to access these memories through clairvoyant visions during meditation. Besant believed these lives were real, and that our souls were on a long journey of spiritual development that spanned across the universe. You might think only a handful of fringe folks claim to be from space. The modern Starseed community is bigger than you'd think, with thousands of people worldwide saying their soul came from another star system. Sirius, Arcturus, Orion, the Pleiades, take your pick. According to this belief, these people incarnated on Earth to raise humanity's vibration, awake the masses, stop the apocalypse, or something equally vague but noble sounding. A lot of them say they feel homesick for a place they've never physically been. The whole movement exploded on forums like YouTube and TikTok, with people making videos like 10 signs you're a starseed, please let's not make that video, or why you never felt at home on Earth. It's become a full-on identity for some people. There are starseed coaches, starseed retreats, and a lot of it overlaps with things like crystal healing and what's called light language. Don't ask. Please don't ask, because I don't know. Bruce Allen Walton, better known by his pen name Branton, claimed he had memories from past lives on Sirius, the star system, not the satellite radio. He wrote a bunch of conspiracy-heavy documents in the 90s, mixing UFO sightings, underground alien bases, reptilian plots, government cover-ups, all your usual hits. This one's great. Reality of the Serpent Race and the Subterranean Origin of UFOs. Look at that book cover. And I love how at the bottom left corner it says confidential monograph for your eyes only. And everyone else who buys the Kindle edition on Amazon for $9. His books were popular in UFO conspiracy circles for a while, even though they were hard to follow and kind of all over the place. He talked about secret wars between different alien species, human-alien hybrids, and a hidden network of tunnels under Earth where dark stuff was going on. And hey, I love all those ideas, I just don't really subscribe to the idea that it's all real. But I guess, who knows? Dolores Cannon was a hypnotherapist who started out doing regular past life regression, like helping people figure out if they were a Victorian chimney sweep in the past life or whatever. But things took a weird turn when her clients started describing lives that weren't just from different time periods, they were from other planets entirely. Under hypnosis, people claimed they had agreed to be born on Earth as part of some larger mission, and that they'd lived elsewhere before coming here. Some described alien worlds in detail, including their advanced technology and the training that they received before being born. And as crazy as it all sounded, Cannon didn't dismiss any of it. She wrote it all down and published book after book filled with these sessions. She thought her clients were tapping into real memories. Back in 1956, a weird UFO story started playing out near Pescara, Italy. Except this one didn't just involve strange lights in the sky, it went way further. A guy named Bruno Samasicia claimed he and dozens of others were regularly meeting with a group of human-looking aliens called the W56, or the W56. Some were really short, others were over 8 feet tall, and they apparently had bases hidden underground all over Italy. The story didn't go public until Stefano Brescia, an engineer and researcher, dug into it decades later and published interviews with the people involved. According to them, these aliens were showing up for years. They were asking for help, like getting shipments of fruit or weird industrial stuff like strontium and barium nitrate. Sometimes the humans would make deliveries and the stuff would just vanish instantly, like it got teleported. There were even claims that aliens built their underground bases by flipping a switch that compressed the Earth, then closed it back up after they were done. I don't know. And here's a strange one, as if this list hasn't been strange enough already. Instead of aliens from another world, some people say there's already a group of humans living in space. This is known as the Breakaway Civilization theory, which claims that since at least the 60s or 70s, a hidden society of humans has been secretly building bases on the moon, Mars, maybe even further out. They're just living out there. Some whistleblowers, like former defense contractors and insiders, say this group controls top secret black budget programs, flying advanced spacecraft that most people don't even know exist. They allegedly created space colonies and mining operations totally cut off from the public and even most governments. Some theories say they've been using alien technology recovered from crashed UFOs, which helped them leapfrog decades ahead. Now, it all sounds very comic booky, but there are people who really believe this is a thing. Some even claim to be whistleblowers that worked on these secret projects. And I, for one, certainly hope it's real, but what do you all think? Let us know in the comments. I've been your host, James. I'll catch you, yes, you specifically, in the next video.